Hope you all doing well this morning. It's the 9th of October, 2025. Happy Thursday. We still have Tropical Storm Jerry out here, which has maintained its strength and even strengthened some overnight, given and even within a highly sheared, moderate to highly sheared environment. Uh, you got some the winds blowing it off to this way. You can see the sheared nature of it right here. Um, and then, of course, we got potential nor'easter that we're going to talk about, and I think I'm going to make another video about this separate because I had a lot of problems yesterday uploading my video. I don't know what happened, but it took like forever to get it uploaded. So try something a little different today. Um, Jerry, here's Bermuda here. Here's the Windward Islands, right? Jerry is generally forecast to move this way and then away from Bermuda. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the models right now uh, because I think I think the storm off the East Coast deserves more attention. So I'm going to spend more time on that, making that today. Still going to show some love to Jerry here, geriatric Jerry, managing to hold its own out here in the Atlantic Ocean. Um, just kind of a joke, but this is the close up infrared satellite view, and you can almost make out where the low level center is to the north of this convective mass somewhere. And if you look at the water vapor, you might get a better idea. Geocolor sometimes can help you see the general, might be right about there. And it's moving a little bit slower towards the west now, so that's helping reduce the shear some. But if you look at let's go to the National Hurricane Center latest advisory. Tropical Storm Jerry, 65 mile per hour tropical storm moving to the west northwest at 18 miles an hour. Yesterday it was moving at 23 miles an hour. So if you maintain the same amount of wind speed going in this direction over top of it, and it slows down going this way, your amount of shear decreases. So maybe 5-6 miles per hour makes a difference as far as the shear goes. So uh, anyway, a little bit technical there. And you have this now. This is way up there. It's in cooler waters right now, but it's just north of the Azores. It's probably marginal sea surface temps. And the upper level, it's like an upper level low right now. Over top, maybe a surface low. We can look at that real quickly as well. And you have the disturbance that's moved on the coast of Mexico. Heavy rainfall and gusty winds continue in parts of Mexico today. All right. So here's some information about Jerry as of 11 p.m. Not sure why this is an update. Some of these graphics are not as current as I want them to be, but it is what it is. Northern Leeward Islands potentially getting tropical storm conditions. Heavy rainfall and waves, and rip currents are the biggest factors. I think, given the sheared structure of the cyclone, the highest winds will likely not impact the islands, but that could change. But I'll show you that in a minute too. These are the tropical storm force wind probabilities at 8 p.m. Apparently, they only update this every 12 hours or something. So, The initialization's been further south lately, and that may be because the convection is maybe pulling the low level, like when convection forms just to the south of low level center, it tends to try to reform the center or slow it down because it's trying to align between the upper level and lower levels. Sometimes we see that happen. And the National Hurricane Center has noted that. So I think we have, you know, some chance of having tropical storm force winds here, which I would argue that it's no worse than some of the trade winds they get sometimes out here. So not huge impacts, but always got to be mindful of the conditions. And of course, uncertainty gets larger as it moves to the north here. 50-knot wind speed probabilities. Um, unless it becomes more symmetrical, I really doubt we're going to get 50-knot or greater wind probabilities, hurricane force wind probabilities here. It's supposed to forecast become a hurricane, so we'll just have to see. And these are the rainfall probabilities with Jerry. All right, and that's the zoomed in satellite loop. This is the wide angle. See if I can get a better. I can't really get a closer up look at this. It's a wider view. See that system up here? Uh, it's a gale center. I mean, it's got a lot of unstable air aloft, so that's probably what's helping maintain it right now. So you can see Jerry here. Um, the broad flow we have going on, cold front moving through the south here, and this general disturbed weather in the extreme south, Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Campeche, and off the Mexican coast here, and Priscilla out here. One thing I wanted to show you before I talk about anything else uh, is the structure of Jerry, right? This is a really great tool that tells me has a microwave 183 gigahertz shows the convection. You can see the shear nature of Jerry, right? Kind of the convection is sheared off this way with the overall deep shear moving this way, right? So Jerry's kind of moving in this direction, shear this way. So it's in a somewhat neutral environment shear wise right now, okay? And so let's see if we have any base gap winds. The, the strongest winds are on its northeast side as well. And if we bring up the last time the hurricane hunters went through, you can see what we're talking about here. Strongest winds are definitely up here. Some flood level winds were almost 80 knots on the right side here, which is kind of crazy given its asymmetrical structure here. And that was as of 5:40 Z. It's about 3 hours ago. So you can see the sheer nature of it, right? And the divergence at the aloft, convergence, sorry, at the surface. Divergence aloft is a little farther to its southeast, excuse me. And the vorticity, you see the vorticity where the low level swirl is here. So that tells you there's some pretty extreme tilting with height there. So, Jerry is this, and this shows, sorry, I'm a little bit trying to get all this out today so I can move on to the um, nor'easter forecast, if you will. And the shear looks like it's on a decreasing trend, probably because of its slower speed, and maybe the northwest winds are dropping slightly. But overall, Jerry is going to have some impacts to the leeward windward islands. Not likely to impact Bermuda directly, maybe rip currents and waves, but as of right now, I don't think there's going to be any major impacts to Bermuda. Um, it'll probably move quickly to the north of the leeward windward islands and then eventually be absorbed into a large scale trough up here. So that's all I got on Jerry today and the tropics. I'm gonna make a separate video for the nor'easter coming up next.